Hello, Exiles. This is Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming, and welcome to my Days 1 and 2 update for my Ice Strike Invoker. Eventually, going to be specifically focusing on Elemental Expression, which was buffed. Currently not quite there yet. Currently not quite done with the full campaign. I am done with Acts 1 through 4. I'm just making my way through the interlude stages right now. But I thought I'd do an update. I've been having a lot of performance issues, so I spent a lot of time trying to get all of my graphic settings worked out so that I'm not dropping down to very low FPS. It seems like the optimization is a little bit better than it was in last league, which is part of the reason I ended up quitting early last league. But yeah, it's a little bit better now, and hopefully I'll be able to play, but I do need to prioritize getting a new graphics card at some point. But I did want to go through today, and I'm going to show you a nice little crafting method you can use, not only to get yourself upgrades, but you can actually make some currency. I just sold for a couple Exalt, something that I had crafted using this method in order to try to get an upgrade, and it wasn't quite an upgrade for me. But you can basically guarantee 4 good mods on your gear. It's pretty simple. You get these, gnawed ribs or different, you get your different body parts that desecrate armors, and you get essences, which are a lot more common even in the campaign. And all you have to do is find yourself a decent base. Like this one has flat evasion and cold resist, so I'm just going to use this as a demonstration. The chances that it ends up being an upgrade for me are kind of low, but it's worth trying out. So what I would do next is I would use this essence on it to guarantee life, get 95 life, and then I would simply desecrate it. And then we go to the Well of Souls, which is located in Act 3 now. It's off to the side of some area or another. You'll run into it, and if not, it is on the overworld map. In fact, I can just tell you what it's connected to right now. So it's in Act 2. It's in an area called the Lightless Passage, which is off of the Mastodon Badlands. So you'll be able to access that relatively early, and you start getting all of those different things from your Abyss pretty early on too. So all you do, throw it into your Well of Souls, and it will give you one of 3 options. So in this case, I could either go for a higher evasion or more life. This would give me pretty high life or pretty high evasion. Now I'm going to just go with the life evasion hybrid. And then, of course, afterwards, you could just slam a couple of exalts, which I might do just to see what I get, just for fun. So now I have pretty high evasion armor with 2 prefixes or 3 prefixes and 1 suffix, so I can try to slam a couple resists on there if I'm lucky. We'll see. Stun threshold and reduced attribute requirement. So this isn't going to be so great for me. I think it'll drop me below on resistances. Actually, it won't. Maybe this will be an upgrade. 37 something, 27 something. You know what? Oh, there's the problem. I actually can't use this until I get more spirit because I'll lose one of my auras. But yeah, I'll just leave this in here for now in case I don't get anything better. And there you go. Pretty simple upgrades. Unfortunate, you can't really do anything about the 5th and 6th one, but if you find a 4 or 5 mod rare as well that has, 4 good things on it, you can just use those as well. And your chances are basically triple of getting another good mod on there. And from what I've seen, it's pretty much always a relatively high mod for everything that's set up. And I crafted like a couple rings this way so I could get some double resist rings. I crafted quite a few weapons, and I'll put some footage of that in the background. But the setup is pretty good. I find it pretty useful, so hopefully that'll help you out. Let's go over the character now. So yeah, progress bit slow just because of all of the issues I've had, and also because I did want to really experience Act 4. I made sure and went through all the dialogue, talked to everybody, all of that fun stuff. But the beginning leveling was a little bit better than usual because we have some new nodes near the beginning of the monk tree. We have concussive attack right here, which gives a bunch of attack damage, and it's right outside, and we already have a lot of efficient stuff in this area anyway. And also, there's a new attack speed node down here, Agile Secession, right next to Blinding Strike. So you come down here, you can grab some extra attack damage, you get some extra attack speed, you get a bunch of skill speed going through here, and you're feeling pretty cruisy in the early game at that point. From there, probably want to get some penetration. I got penetration really late because I was planning on going Sunder my enemies, but I realized if I wanted to get some defense like deflection and evasion, I was not going to be able to go crit just yet, and I'll respec into crit later. And when I do that, all of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points can get refunded and put here. And that way I can get like heartbreaking, stuck through, heart stopping. Then I can start getting some other crit stuff like Throat Seeker, for instance, or probably more realistically Careful Assassin. And Moment of Truth may also go up to Critical Exploit, which will allow me to get all of these efficient damage nodes as well. So got a lot of stuff going for that. Pretty cool. This is my tree currently. I'm just working my way towards reaching strike and rapid strike here, just getting more damage for now. I'll eventually go crit, but currently I'm using a smooth quarterstaff, which has a base crit hit chance of 0. So I have to wait for an upgrade. It does have very high base damage though to compensate, especially for the point when you get it. I think it's a required level 44 or 46. So for that point, it ends up being a lot of DPS if you're not going crit yet. So still very good, but important things are coming Calamity for cold damage with Herald of Ice. I've got Falcon Technique, even though I'm not getting much attack speed from it at all, but I just wanted all of the dexterity attack speed on the way, and eventually I'll be getting more dexterity. So I'll just leave that there. Like I'll get 25 here, for instance, and I'll probably be picking up a decent amount of travel dexterity at some point or another. Yeah, and then the pen, Unbound Forces, which synergizes nicely with kind of my main item setup. So yeah, nothing too spectacular. Just some freeze stuff, shock stuff, all that kind of fun stuff. And I got I Am the Blizzard and I Am the Thunder, which I will respec out of both of those eventually to grab Scatter Them to the Winds, Lead Me Through Grace, Protect Me from Harm, and Sunder My Enemies will be my 4. At least I believe that's going to be the case. I'll have to decide whether or not the deflection is good enough that I don't need to use and Protect Me from Harm as well, in which case I'll probably take I Am the Blizzard. But we'll have to see how that turns out. For items, I found very early on a Grip of Winter, which synergizes with my build perfectly, so I've been using that ever since. Sorts a lot of my cold resist as well. But the Freeze Buildup and Magnitude of Chill works perfectly with what I'm going for. It has a little bit of cold damage to attacks, and I just put a little bit more cold resist on there with a lesser Glacial Rune as well. And then my other unique I'm currently running, which I bought, I think it was like 3 Exalts or 3 Chaos, I don't really remember at this point. One or the other. Obviously, there's a large difference, but yeah, this is giving me 1% of my cold damage as extra fire damage per 1% chill magnitude on enemy, which works out to 50% extra damage as fire. However, I am also using Embitter, which makes it so anytime I would gain extra damage of any type other than cold, they gain cold instead. So this is with Ice Strike specifically. That won't be the case for the rest of my damage. So I'm still going to be doing fire damage, for instance, with Tempest Bell. And I'm not going to be using Embitter forever because when I do get Sunder my enemies, I'll be less worried about having a bigger spread of damage because I won't have damage type specific penetration like I do now. But for now, I have a lot of cold penetration, so I want this to be cold damage. And not only that, but it will also convert this extra lightning as to cold damage, as well as the extra lightning from I Am the Thunder. So I end up gaining with this support, I think currently 80%, 70 or 80% as extra. A little less against bosses. Bosses seem to have a max chill of 25. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just not hitting hard enough or don't have enough chill magnitude. But I always seem to get stuck on 25% chill on bosses. So Heat Shiver is a little less efficient there. But these other ones, I still get 30%. So it works out to be 55% more damage with Embitter. So quite good. It doesn't give damage by itself, but in combination with the Heat Shiver, it's very, very strong. The rest of the gear, currently just have this body armor because it's triple resist. I have a life, percent life, crit chance, crit damage amulet, and I put efficient casting on it. I got emotions from, there's a quest in Act 4 that drops a bunch of emotions. Don't want to spoil it in case you don't want spoilers, but yeah, that is the case. Oh yeah, I was going to slam this. Let's go ahead and slam this jewel. I got a pretty good 3-prop jewel for me. It's got shock chance, cold damage, and area. Minions have crit strike. Well, they can't all be winners. Unfortunate slam. That does nothing for me, of course, but it was worth a try. Could have gotten something nice like crit damage bonus or something. So, which isn't relevant immediately, but would be eventually. And then I have this ring, which is just a bunch of resistances. Another ring, which is some resistances, flat damage, some evasion. Got some mana here. Got it's basically same kind of story for my belt. It's not a great belt, but it's got stun threshold and some resistances and mana, which is actually helpful. And then I have move speed boots with chaos resist. I did, because I got this right around the time I got my second ascendancy, I did put my soul core of Takati in there, which gives me 11 chaos resist. So this is giving me 24% chaos resist, which is all of the chaos resist I currently have. So I do have 30% move speed boots. However, I can't actually use them because I will lose all of my chaos resistance, and I don't want that. In fact, I want more chaos resist, to the point where I'm thinking about taking the nodes up here with Distant Dreamer, where you can get 3, 8, 11, a total of 21% chaos resist from these 4 nodes. Plus, I'd get some damage as extra chaos, which, once again, through Embitter, would just be as extra cold with Ice Strike at least. So that is something there. And that is going to be my gear. I have a Stone Charm, a Thawing Charm, and an Antidote Charm currently, which all have okay mods on them. The Stone Charm is fine, but it's not, I guess it's a longer cannot be stunned, but I'd prefer like some heal or guard on it if I could. So those are my charms. Let's look at the skill setup. I had previously had to respec out of Elemental Expression, so this is kind of just sitting here doing nothing. The quarterstaff staff is just holding extra gems in case you ask, stuff that I might switch on and off with my other stuff. I pretty much always use this because I've now got my mana sorted and I don't really have to worry about mana. And that's largely to do with the efficient casting here that I have anointed or imbued or whatever it is called now. So because of that, which is right here, by the way. So yeah, there's a bunch more mana efficiency. These nodes I believe are new. So now you could get efficient casting, conservative casting, and mental toughness, which I think is a lot worse now because it only works on low mana. So actually probably not super useful. Yeah, I would say probably not. But yeah, you have more options for mana efficiency now. But I just having this anoint and having a decent mana pool, and not having a lot of cost multiplier. I have a little bit, and Bitter's 120%. Actually, I have 320% ones, and then Conk Effect doesn't have any multiplier. So Ice Strike is, by the way, I should get to that. Elemental Armament 2, Concentrated Area, Close Combat, and Embitter. I found one of the jewelers to give me my 4 supports just recently, like an hour or 2 ago, right before I was getting ready to record. Then I have Frost Bomb, which I need it for exposure, and that is giving me potent exposure, and I just have elemental focus. I guess I probably don't want elemental focus on here. I was just using that as kind of a placeholder. There's probably something better I could put on there, but yeah, I think like I could just put cold attunement. No, I can't because that's attacks. Well, I probably don't want Elemental Focus. I probably want Frost Bomb to help me build up my freezes if possible. Shattering Palm I'm using for clear. It can't solo kill low mobs with my current damage without crit or anything, but I do have Culling Strike on there. Then I have Magnified Area and Elemental Armament. So basically what I do is I Shattered Palm into a pack, and then I hit it once or twice with Ice Strike, usually on a white mob if possible, and it explodes, and that chains to all of the ice crystals on the other smaller monsters around, which explode, and then Herald of Ice explodes, and sometimes the overlap can actually just one-shot a rare if there's a rare in there, which is really nice with Herald of Ice. Which I have Herald of Ice with Magnified Area, Cannibalism, and Clarity, but I can put these in Wind Dancer now, I suppose. And then I can put some actual supports into Herald of Ice to do more damage, which I should probably do, such as Elemental Armament, and I think I can put, yeah, I'll just put Cold Attunement, get more cold damage here, since I probably don't do a ton of non-cold damage with it anyway, just some lightning damage, so no big deal. And then I have Tempest Spell, of course, which I currently have Rage 1, which is wrong. I should have higher Rage. I know I have a Rage 2. I might have put it into my stash, probably. Yep. Okay. So let's switch that around. I've been gaining less Rage, or gaining Rage less quickly, so now I'll gain 5 Rage on hit. This lasts for 10 hits, so this will get me 50 rage. You can only go up to 30 unless you have max rage, so that is that. And then I have Heavy Swing just for damage. The less attack speed doesn't really do anything. This is going to be mostly physical damage because I don't really have any conversion with this, including with the shockwave, so Heavy Swing's good. And then I have Life Leech, since it's physical attack damage, which this does, and it just helps keep me healed up. Currently, I don't know, I think they may have switched the fonts to a higher level or gotten rid of them, but I didn't notice any fonts available as lower level supports. I'll have to check again for that, because I normally would use Font of Mana and Font of Life in order to get sustain from my Tempest Spell, but I guess with Life Leech I'm doing that anyway. I just have Vaulting Impact with Rapid Attacks 1, which I have some Rapid Attacks 2 that I could be putting in here. Make it a little quicker. And the sole purpose of Vaulting Impact is to get over like elevation differences. There's some areas where there's like little channels you can jump over, or there are like little elevation differences you can get up with Vaulting Impact, so you don't have to go around, find a ramp, etc. So it just kind of saves from the hassle. There's more of these in Act 4 than there are in a lot of the other parts of the game, so Vaulting Impact is even more helpful there. Then I have Freezing Mark currently with Prolonged Duration, Freeze, and for some reason marked for Death. I guess I am doing a decent amount of physical damage with Tempest Spell, and I do some physical damage with Ice Strike as well, as it doesn't have full conversion. So I am actually getting some value from this. I just couldn't figure out anything better to put here for now. So this will just push up the damage of my Tempest Spell a little bit more over the course of the fight while they're marked. So that's cool. And then Wind Dancer, which is giving me a bunch of... It's just giving me a bunch of evasion, 30% more evasion. Current evasion, 3602. Got a little bit of armor. Mostly maxed reses. I could use a little bit more lightning res, which I may or may not have something to do about that. I don't currently have, I don't think, any lightning resist runes, so I'll look into getting those. And that is pretty much the character. Everything I need to talk about. I'll show some bossing footage to kind of show how the character's been performing, maybe a little bit of other stuff here and there if I've been showing it during. This has been Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Let the ancestors judge him.